Hi and welcome back to Scent and Sensitivity. If you watched my last video, you will be able to tell that I'm wearing the same outfit. I'm making these videos back to back because I have a chunk of downtime right now while baby is sleeping and I want to take advantage of it. And a little bit of housekeeping, this is the Solly Baby Wrap. I love it. I think it's worth every penny. It's my favorite wrap and I have 3 or 4 baby carriers right now. But for this little guy at this age, which he's 6 weeks, this is my favorite one. He sleeps really well in it. It's very comfortable and adjustable. So in case you're wondering what's going on here, it's the Solly Baby Wrap, and I love it. And I would definitely recommend it. Anyway, on to today's topic, which is natural, organic, green, clean beauty, and rosacea. This is a topic I've wanted to discuss for a really long time, but I haven't because it's a very involved topic in my opinion, especially when it comes to rosacea and sensitive skin. But I want to get this content out there for other people, and I've had some recent experiences with natural beauty, so it kind of inspired me to finally get around to this video. So just a little bit of background. I've always had relatively sensitive skin, but I was only diagnosed with rosacea about 3.5 years ago. So before that, I was always careful because of my sensitivities. And I think there were a couple years before my diagnosis where I did have rosacea and I just thought it was sensitive skin, but I was really getting the flare-ups and reacting to things. So, but with that being said, I was raised in a household that is more holistic and natural, so I have always tended towards more natural products until I got my rosacea diagnosis. That's when I really changed and started exploring like dermatologist brands or even things like, CeraVe, Cetaphil. I had never used those before, but they were recommended by the dermatologist, and I was, really desperate at that low point to just follow their recommendation. But so I have many decades of experience using different natural and organic skincare. So I'm going to talk about some broad points about what I think does and doesn't work in the natural skincare realm with people with sensitive skin, and then I'm going to discuss briefly some brands that I've tried and which ones have or haven't worked. So, probably the biggest thing with natural skincare is the herbal extracts and essential oils. And in general, people with rosacea are recommended to stay away from all fragrances and scents, including essential oils, and to keep the ingredient list in our products very minimal. So, avoiding a lot of plant extracts if that's going to make the list really long. And then some people with rosacea also need to avoid certain oils or oils in general because they irritate their type 2 bumpy rosacea. So if that's you, it might be difficult to find natural skincare that is oil-free, and that's not something I've searched for too much, so I'm not going to speak to that today. So the products and brands and just the whole philosophy I'm going to talk about does include the use of oils and occasionally the use of essential oils and definitely herbs and herbal extracts. So we're supposed to avoid a lot of those things, right? So how do you do that and use natural skincare if that's, what resonates to you or what speaks to you or what fits into your lifestyle? So not everything is black and white, right? And so there are, I believe, herbs that can help assist in reducing inflammation and redness and cooling the skin. And the same goes for the use of essential oils and the use of different plant oils. Now, with essential oils, I think they've become really vilified because there's been like a cultural explosion in the use of essential oils in the past maybe decade, especially with brands like doTERRA and Young Living. And, people are using roller balls with different blends they're making and using multiple ones every day, making their own skincare by adding drops of essential oils to oils and butters and things. And then some people are having bad reactions and wondering why, or just putting straight essential oils in the bathtub. So for people with sensitive skin, and this is coming from my own experience, I would say those are all big no-nos. And a lot of this comes from, I actually know multiple people who work for Young Living. I've visited their farms in South America. I, have love for their brand, and I also totally respect and love essential oils and herbal medicine. However, it's medicine, and you need to be properly trained to use those ingredients. Essential oils are volatile compounds. They can burn the skin, they can sensitize the skin, they're disinfectant, they're antimicrobial and antibiotic. They're not, benign ingredients like splashing water on your skin or something. So I really don't recommend making your own blends and kind of trialing and erroring things if you have sensitive skin, unless you're under, direct supervision and guidance from an herbal practitioner or an essential oil expert. But there are certain natural brands that do understand that do take sensitive skin into consideration, that do calibrate their percentages in their products so that they are for medicinal use, not for scent purposes. That's a big difference too. A lot of brands can use essential oils to scent the products, but may not be approaching them from a medicinal healing perspective. And there are some brands that use that lens instead, and they're only using essential oils if and when it's going to serve the skin type of the product they're creating, which for a mature skin or an oily skin is going to be different than a sensitive or rosacea prone skin. So if you're interested in things like that, I would definitely read about a brand's philosophy, the creator's training, and how they approach the use of herbs, extracts, and essential oils in their products. I hope that makes sense. So, I've used natural products on and off for most of my life. I have a lot of experience and hits and misses. I've had some really bad experiences with skincare products and essential oils and some really good ones. So I'm going to talk about natural brands that are popular and easily available today, ones that have worked and have not worked. And all of this is through the lens, again, of sensitive skin and rosacea, because even before my diagnosis, like I said, I did have sensitive skin. So there are many natural brands that I've never tried and won't, because they don't have a line or products targeted towards sensitive skin. So they just, in my opinion, won't fit or suit my needs. The other caveat I'll say is that natural and organic skincare products are often quite expensive, definitely much more than your CeraVe and your Cetaphil and your Vanicream. So I've seen good results with both. I think the approach, the practice, the ritual is a very, very different experience. And again, I think it depends on your what you're inclined to use and your lifestyle, what fits with your sort of philosophy and approach to the world. I see the benefits of drugstore and medical grade skincare as well as natural products. So if this information is helpful, then that's wonderful. If you want to stick to Vanicream and it's working for you, then please go right ahead. I'm not here to demonize any brand or ingredient or approach to taking care of your skin. It's just to give you more information based on my years of experience. So a big brand I want to talk about that really did not work for me is the brand Pi. And I want to talk about them because their whole philosophy is about sensitive skin. The founder has extremely sensitive skin. She has a condition called urticaria, which makes you have like welts and bumps and rashes. And so because of that, she actually started developing her own skincare line. So of course I was really excited to try this brand. A big foundational product for them is their rose hip seed oil. And they have different lines within the brand for mature skin, oily skin, super sensitive skin, but everything is created through the lens of skin sensitivities. They do use essential oils, but I do think they approach it with respect for sensitive skin. However, unfortunately, I've tried this brand 3 or 4 different times and it has never worked for me. And I think it comes down to, one, even though I do think they are thoughtful in their use of essential oils, either the level or the specific essential oils being used don't suit me. Secondly, the use of rosehip seed oil. A lot of people with rosacea have a really good experience with rosehip seed oil. For me, I feel it's a very heating oil, and so when I use it, my skin becomes more warm and more flushed. And I think a lot of the philosophy for rosacea is to approach skin with the idea of cooling and anti-inflammatory. I think rosehip seed oil is a more active oil. It can do a lot of regenerating. It has high content of vitamin A and C in it. And so for my skin type, I've found it to be too active. I've used their rosehip seed oil, their cream cleanser, their tonic, and their rose and chamomile day cream. And like I said, I've used the whole set about 3 or 4 different times over the years. And they just don't suit my skin. It doesn't feel good. It kind of gets dry and oily. The cleanser really irritates my skin. So pie is a no-go for me, but I know a lot of people with sensitive skin, not rosacea specifically, have really good results with it. So I do think it's a brand worth checking out. I think they create little sample packs. So if you're interested, you can always try that so you're not making a huge investment, but they did not work for me. Another brand that has some products for sensitive skin is the brand Josh Rosebrook. His line has become really popular because he makes this all-natural zinc sunscreen that's not super thick and gloopy. And he has recently reformulated certain products to be fragrance and essential oil free for sensitive skin, including rosacea. So I've tried the SPF, I've tried the Vital Balm Cream, and I've tried his gel cleanser and the hydration accelerator, which is his spray toner. And there's some, since he's not using essential oils in at least the cream and the SPF, they still irritate me and I get red patches and my skin feels like prickly and hot. So he does use a lot of herbal extracts. I don't know what it is, but there's something in the combination he uses that doesn't suit my skin. He also makes small sample sizes, so again, if it's a brand that you're interested in, I would recommend trying the samples first, because it may work for you, but it may not, and he certainly hasn't for me, and that's another brand I've tried on and off several times over the years, always with the same results. It just doesn't suit my skin and is very irritating. I've tried some products from the brand Lindstrom, which is a very luxury eco-green beauty brand, and she also is a formulator with extremely sensitive skin, and she says on her website that a lot of her products have been created out of the need for her skin or clients' skin who have extreme sensitivities like eczema, cracking and bleeding, rosacea, and things like that. So she really touts that her products are suitable to these people. I don't find them suitable to my skin at all. Her scrub and mask extremely irritate my skin, turn it bright red. Her oil doesn't suit me. The balm, just none of her products have worked for me. They've all been really irritating. They have very strong fragrances, and I had never found them to do a good job of like getting makeup or SPF off either. So, I think that brand is maybe suited to people who never wear makeup or sunscreen or can tolerate more intense products. I really don't see how they work well for highly sensitive skin, but she has tons of reviews saying they do. So again, not sure if you can get samples from her, But if you were interested in that brand, I would highly recommend trying to before investing, because even with everybody else's reviews, the products may not work for you, and that's a lot of money to spend for something to not work. I've also tried products from the brand Leahlani, which is a Hawaiian skincare brand. Again, she has sensitive skin. Her backstory was she had really severe acne, and so she has certain products that she's created for sensitive skin. The Bless Beauty Balm, the Kalima Powder Cleanser, and she has a honey cleanser. So I've tried several products, including those. And again, similar to Lindstrom, where they just turned me bright red, really, really irritated. She uses extracts, powders, and essential oils. So Leahlani did not work for me. The last brand that really didn't work for me, and I was surprised and sad, is this brand called Peet Rivko. Now, they are not as popular as some of the other brands I've talked about, but they are specifically formulated to be for sensitive skin. They're almost like a natural version of like Cetaphil, where they have this gentle cream cleanser, an oil, and a lotion moisturizer. And I tried their products, and again, I felt a burning, stinging, tingling sensation, and I got some skin redness. So something in those ingredients, even though they avoid a lot of oils, essential oils, and other ingredients specifically for people with sensitive skin, that brand did not work for me. So everything is trial and error, and that's what's so hard with our skin condition, because you end up investing time and money in products that may or may not work for you, even when they're labeled, for sensitive skin, specifically for rosacea. And I don't think a lot of these companies, it's not because they're not trying, it's because everybody's skin is different, and it's just probably impossible to create a single product that's going to work across the board, even within a category such as rosacea. So that's why I always recommend getting small mini sample sizes or travel sizes if you can. I know that like the cost per ounce is usually higher, but at the end of the day, I'd rather have spent $12 for a tiny bottle of something to find out it doesn't work than to spend $50 on the full size and find out it doesn't work. So always try samples if you can, would be my recommendation. Now I'm going to talk about some organic skincare brands that have worked for me in the past, in case they are ones that are on your radar. So the first brand I'm going to talk about is Osmia Organics. They are based out of Colorado. I've actually visited their studio in Colorado before. She makes artisanal soaps and then a few skin and body care products. They're also really, really eco and minimal with their packaging, so that's awesome. And the skincare line consists of a face cream, a kind of like a creamy gel cleanser, and some facial bar soaps, and some face oils. I haven't tried the face oils, but I've tried the cream, and I've tried all of the bar facial soaps. The one that has worked for me is the Black Clay facial soap. Now on their website, they actually recommend the Pink Rose facial soap for rosacea, and that one I found to irritate my skin. Same with the Pumpkin Enzyme facial soap. But the Black Clay facial soap has in the past actually left my skin quite calm and very clear, but it is drying, so that's why I don't use it. I had used it probably 5 years ago when I was going through a bout of breakouts. I was getting a lot of breakouts in this area. I think it was from stress because of graduate school. And that product really helped clear my skin, which was more oily at that time. And I used it in combination with the facial lotion, which has a small percentage of essential oils, but is formulated for sensitive skin. And at that time, just those two products, the soap and the lotion, worked really well for my skin. I've since tried the bar soap again, and like I said, it's just way too drying for my skin with where it is now. But at that time, I did have a good result with really clear skin. So I think if you have a more oily skin type that has more of the bumps associated with rosacea, it might be a product that works for you to kind of help smooth out your skin texture. I really, really like the brand Osmia. I respect her a lot. She's a medical doctor. I love their body soaps. I like their body oils. I don't buy them because they're really expensive, but every now and then I'll get a mini. I use her lip balm, which is unscented, and that's awesome too. So I highly recommend that brand. I think she uses really high quality ingredients. I think she's very thoughtful in her preparations. And I think she's just really respectful with her understanding of skin conditions, and she's into being simple. And I like that too, because we need simple. We can't have these multi-step crazy routines with, maybe you can. I don't know. I don't approach my skincare that way. But Osmia is sort of like the opposite of the Korean skincare philosophy, right? It's like wash your face with soap and moisturize or put oil on it and call it a day. So you do save money too, and time, and less waste, less packaging. So yeah, I'd be curious to try her cream cleanser. She says it's for sensitive skin. It does have some essential oils in it, but I'm curious if that would be better suited to my dry skin at this point in my life. Next brand is Kahina Giving Beauty. I've talked about them before. Really, the standouts for me are the facial lotion and the argan oil. They are unscented, no essential oils. I really, really like that lotion's consistency. It's very fluid-like, but deeply hydrating, and I love argan oil. So like I spoke about with the Pie brand, rosehip oil does not work for my skin. However, argan oil I find to be very soothing and hydrating. So for me, my type of skin, which is mostly type 1 rosacea, sensitivities, I can get hives, and I have skin that tends towards dry, and I'm pretty fair. I love argan oil, and she has very, very good quality, which is hard to find. You can't just buy any argan oil because the practices of extracting them and just everything that goes into getting argan oil is pretty complicated. And there can be negative practices for the land and the people involved, and I really, really trust and respect this brand. So Kahina Giving Beauty, I like their facial lotion a lot, and I like their pure argan oil. Their other products seem to have quite a few essential oils, and they're not specifically made for sensitive skin, so I haven't tried them. I've stayed away. Again, you might be curious about them, but because they're not specifically formulated with sensitive skin in mind, they're not things that I gravitate towards. Of course, you guys know Marie Veronique. I talk about her in almost every video. She has a whole line she's created for rosacea. She has rosacea, that's why she created her skincare line. I think her product she's made with Christina Holy, which is the whole essential oil free line, is incredible. I've used the oil cleanser many, many, many times. The toner, the tonic. I've used the different serums, the vitamin C serum, the barrier restore. I think it's fantastic. It's very expensive, but a little goes a long way. Most of the products last me 4 to 6 months. I think they're really good. I think if you're going through a bout of, your rosacea is really bad and getting you down, and nothing seems to be working, that would be a brand I would recommend. Like, stop everything else, pick a few products from that brand, get a recommendation from them, email them with your skin situation and get their recommendation, and just follow that religiously for 3 or 4 months and see what happens. Because for me, it really changed my skin. It helped restore my barrier so that I could retain moisture, which has helped strengthen my ability to withstand or tolerate changes in weather, or rubbing my face on something irritating, like when I have to sleep on my side and things like that. I love Marie Veronique. I'm not currently using any of her products, but I stand by them as fantastic products. There are 2 more brands I want to talk about that I'm using right now exclusively, and I'm loving it, and it's a new brand to me. It's called Blissoma, and their whole line is formulated for sensitive skin. And I'm using the line that's specifically for hypersensitive skin within all her ranges. Now, this happened sort of serendipitously. I didn't know about this line, and I met a facialist randomly who exclusively uses her line in her facials. And so she gave me some samples of the hypersensitive line. And I, patch tested them very carefully during my pregnancy. And I had really, really good results. So I went ahead and bought the whole line. And I've been using that for about 3 months now with great results. So I'm using the fragrance-free gel herbal cleanser. I'm using the calming toner. I'm using the calming cream, and I'm using the essential oil-free oil blend. And I'm having great results. I love how they work together. I love the scents, excuse me, that are just of the natural ingredients and extracts, but no essential oils. I love the level of hydration. So I'm going to do a whole brand overview, but Blissoma is definitely a brand that I respect, I trust, and I'm having great results with. So if you're interested in natural beauty, it's definitely a brand I would recommend you check out. And it's a little bit more affordable than the other brands I've talked about. It's still much more expensive than a drugstore brand, but for the quality of ingredients, it is on the more affordable side of these, and the products last a long time. So I'm loving that brand. The last brand I want to talk about is the brand Laurel Skincare. And this is a brand I'm really interested in. I've used one of her products in the past, which was her cleanser for acne-prone and skin with inflammations. And once I learned how to use it correctly, which is that you need to wipe it off, you can't just splash it off, I had good results with that, keeping my skin calm and clear. She has a whole line for hypersensitive skin. Her approach is really that people with redness and irritation, rosacea and acne and things like that, have a lot of inflammation that they need to calm down. And she's a trained expert herbalist. So she's one of those people who approaches the ingredients she uses not to make a product pretty or smell good, but for the medicinal purposes. So although she does use essential oils, I do think she has a lens that approaches them for the way they're going to support and help our skin. So I'm really curious in trying some of her products for rosacea prone skin, like the healing balm, the facial spray, and the unburdened serum. Her products are quite pricey, but the website looks really incredible with the way she sources her products, the relationship she has with farmers. So that's a brand I will talk about more in the future once I've had some experience with it. But I am really intrigued by her philosophy. So I'm hoping to try some of those products and see if they work for my skin. What else can I say? There are a bunch of other brands that make products for sensitive skin. I haven't tried them. So Fit Glow Beauty, Indie Lee, Weleda, they have sensitive skin lines that I haven't tried. So not sure. Weleda I like a lot. They're a more affordable brand. You can get them at Whole Foods. And I trust that like the land they grow their plants on is protected. They've been farming it for many, many decades. And so I like the integrity in that. So I think the ingredients they're using are good quality and they're more affordable. So I know they have an almond sensitive skin line. That might be one for you to check out if you're curious. Dr. Hauschka, I've used some of their products in the past. I love their lip balm. I like some of their body products. The facial care, I've used the milk cleanser with good results. I haven't really used their other products because frankly they're too they're just too highly scented, and the textures aren't what I like. They're either too thick or the opposite of that, and not that sort of fluid consistency in between that I like for creams and things like that. So Dr. Hauschka, I know they do make products for rosacea prone skin, but I haven't really dove into their products and how those might work, and I probably won't, given my good results with what I'm using now and my interest in a couple of other brands already. Okay, that was a lot of rambling. I hope that you found this interesting. The next few videos are going to be overviews of natural brands that I really like and have used or am currently using. So I hope those will help you guys learn more about these brands that might really suit your skin if natural is the way you want to go. Comment below, have you used a natural skincare brand that you like? Do they fit into your lifestyle? What's your opinion on essential oils? These are complicated topics, but I don't want to vilify any ingredients. I just want to talk about what has and hasn't worked for me and hope that it can help you guys. So thanks so much for sticking in. I know this is a long one, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.